Hells, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Echo Flynn's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Let us know if they decide to flip around. He lets out a dry, terrified chuckle. Jenna returns to her seat, her eyebrows scrunched. It's like we're stuck in some kind of loop. Huh. Jenna gives Dax an inquisitive look, seemingly baffled anyone could find humor in this. What? It's just, well, it's nothing. Go on, we've got time, apparently. Yeah, exactly, I mean. He exhales, shaking his head. And at Astra... Carl groans, his displeasure muffled by the pause over his face. Some kind of was always the go-to line of Captain Amicus whenever he encountered something he didn't quite understand. Daxton leans his head back, his bald noggin pushed into the headrest. Some kind of alien transporter, some kind of time paradox, some kind of matter replicator, some kind of reproductive goo, and so on. And this helps us how? Well, I don't think it does. It's just sort of funny, I guess. It's like I'm in an episode with a group of wacky characters. Wacky, huh? Jenna responds, monotone as she returns her focus to the window. I'm just really glad I'm not alone. No one speaks after that. As the truck's engine pulls us up another hill, I see something come into view through a clearing of cacti. Oh, fuck me gently. Echo mine, Danica entrance. No! TJ whines. Leo slows down more and more until we come to a gentle stop. We sit there in silence, staring at the faded text in the gravel trail that leads into the canyon ahead. Leo starts muttering darkly to himself, looking out the windows into the dashboard. I don't ask him if he's okay. I know what the answer is. TJ continues to make soft whimpering sounds, like he's trying to not cry. It's okay, it's just, dark, and we're going off-road somehow. Leo whispers whatever comes to mind to explain what the fuck is happening. Carl still has his head down in his paws, completely quiet. He could be asleep for all I know. I think about suggesting that maybe we should just wait it out until morning in the car. As of my mouth, I hear a scratching noise toward the back of the car. TJ's ears perk up, which lets me know that I'm not the only one. Instinctively, I turn around in my seat. Bits of glass fly into my face, and the next thing I know, I'm down in my seat, head down my rifle raised toward the hole. Get down! Carl ducks, and Jenna and TJ lurch away to their respective sides of the car, TJ accidentally opening his car door and nearly tumbling out. Close the door! Close the door! Carl manages to get a hold of the links, trying to tug him back upright as TJ cries, flailing about. I can't get a good shot, Carl's big head bobbing up and around as something moves around and outside, toward the newly opened car door. A shot rings out, though not from me. A wide-eyed looking Jenna holds her smoking pistol up and fires again. The sharp crack reverberates throughout the cabin once more. Carl, very much awake now, slams TJ's door shut and screams at Leo. There you go. Go, go, go! Leo's already on it, and I feel the car jolt forward. Then I'm bouncing up and down in the seat as we go off-road. Leo not bothering with a three-point turn this time, instead going for a full U-turn. We're back on the asphalt and speeding down the road when I feel it's safe enough to raise my head back up and look out the window. For a moment I'm terrified that I'm going to find that thing crouched on the trunk staring in at us. And I settle as he is a giant hole through the back window, the remaining glass jagged. Oh, excuse me. Oh god, are you guys okay? Daxton looks back and forth between us and the road behind the van. Chase, meanwhile, looks like he's about to throw up again, his muscular features scrunched in a tight grimace as he shivers with fear and other general unwellness. I sit up fully, keeping my sights trained on the back. Yeah! I yell at him over the sound of the car and the wind whistling around behind me. Jenna, did you get it? I don't know. Carl is bent over in his seat, too, brushing glass from his hat and hoodie. I look at TJ, who's still crouched over in his own seat, covering his head. Bits of glass are scattered on his back and head. I pick some of the pieces out from the fur on his neck and lean over him. TJ, are you alright? TJ shudders and doesn't say anything as Jenna plucks some of the shards from under his collar. What was that? Daxton shouts back at us, staring through the window. Fuck if I know. I don't want to think about what I actually think it was. I just need to be ready if it comes again. Leo keeps up the high speed, hitting some of the potholes hard enough that I'm worried we're going to get a flat. Then we'd be in some real deep shit. We drive on for another 5 minutes in silence. And then the sign appears in front of us again. This time, no one says anything and Leo doesn't bother turning around. I watch out my window as we fly past the historic path, but nothing happens. All I see is a tall piece of wood with the broken lights, and all I hear is the wind whipping around us. Jenna keeps a paw on TJ's back as he remains hunched over, the other still holding Duke's pistol. Carl sits quietly, staring out his window. On the bright side, the bashed-in back window has diminished the smell of sick, but the smoke smell is stronger than ever. Sparse dots of light show up on the horizon, indicating where Echo is. That's when Leo speaks up. How about we head back to my house? You guys can get some sleep while Chase and I figure out what to do next. Leo pauses, waiting for an answer. What? Sure. I'd rather not meet the same fate as that guy in the blanket. Yeah, I reckon that sound. I shift myself onto one knee in the seat, the old thing creaking under my weight. I have to hunch low so that my head isn't smushed against the ceiling, quietly praying that Leo doesn't hit any serious bumps in the road. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach at the thought of going back to Echo. Part of me wonders whether Duke and Chase's car are still there, and we just imagined that whole grisly scene. Ugh. I stare out my window, watching the hills move slowly by under the moonlight as we turn onto Lake Emma Road. Maybe taking one of the mountain roads out of town would be worth it. Whether we'd have enough gas when it happens. You know. Alright. A crouched figure sits on the peak of a hill, just about 50 feet from where we are. I squint at it, just barely able to make out what looks like shoulders and a head hunched up under the light of the moon. Oh shit. I'm directly across the thing when I open my mouth. But I'm barely able to make a sound when it moves. It dashes down the hill in the blink of an eye, covering the distance between it and our car in a matter of 2 seconds. One moment I'm staring at a tiny black figure, the next thing it's right up against the car, smashing into the side between my door and Jenna's. My head smacks into the glass and I see a flash of white. At the same time I hear Jenna shout at us to hold on. TJ screams, Carl yells. The lake. I watch as water begins to pool into the broken window, the jagged glass getting carried in with the flow. The van is already halfway submerged. We crashed in the fucking lake. How can that be? We were nowhere near it. The water is shockingly cold and rising up to my knees. TJ yelps something incomprehensible. I see Leo thrashing with his seatbelt, trying to get unbuckled as the car battery shorts out and the cabin lights go dark. Carl! The hyperventilating ram splashes about behind. I can't open my door! I can hear the sound of door handles being yanked. I grab my own, press the unlock button and push outward, but the pressure of the water is too much. It doesn't budge. I try to wrangle my rifle up to butt the glass, but my seat got pushed too far up on the impact. I can barely move with my chest pushed up against the dashboard. Straining to wriggle free, I end up scraping my head along the roof. Piece of shit! God damn my stupid lanky ass. Carl, use your head! I don't know what to do, dude! The horns, do the ram thing! I realize what Daxton's trying to say. Fucking species features, go Carl! Oh, okay! There's a shuffling of movement, followed by a hard slam. Glass shatters and more water comes rushing in. There's a flurry of movement out my window as first Jenna, then Carl, then TJ go through the window. Soon the water's up to my nostrils and my blood goes cold. I remember my uncle telling me something after we watched a movie with a scene like this. Until the pressure's equalized, you can't open the door. It doesn't stop me from wrenching on the handle regardless. I push my maw up to the roof and take a large breath before being fully submerged. The metal underbelly of the van scrapes against the rocks on the lake floor, which makes a downright horrifying sound underwater. With one hard push, my door finally opens and I begin to squeeze my way out. I look over my shoulder, seeing the faint outline of rust-colored fur in the back of the van, Leo seemingly trying to get to Chase. My lungs begin to burn and I realize I can't see the surface. I kick my legs, trying to push myself off the slimy lake bed. The pressure on my eardrums are like drills pushing into my skull. 2 seconds pass. The seconds pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And finally, I breach the surface. After a moment, the water splashes and Chase and Leo emerge from the depths. Leo, I'm a fucking otter! I'm fine! Guys! Carl pants, the ram appearing to be clutching one paw onto TJ's shoulder to keep him afloat. He can't really swim well thanks to his hooves. TJ looks to be struggling to keep their chins both above the waterline. Where's Dude Man? What? Daxton! I don't know. Did anyone see where that thing went? We need to get out of the water. It could be in here with us. I know it. TJ's voice sounds like a mix of a whisper and a shout. Please! His voice cracks like a 12-year-old's as he stutters from a mixture of the cold water and shock. I look around the mass of bobbing heads that surround me, but neither Daxton or whatever attacked us is anywhere in sight. In fact, land is like 100 yards away? How in the fuck? Daxton! Dex! Carl, you need to stop yelling! Jenna's tone is hushed but firm, the wet fennec looking like a soggy mop in the moonlight. I notice a glint of steel and realize she's holding Duke's gun, left mine on the lake floor. TJ's right, we need to get to shore! There's a coldness to her voice, one controlled by fear. It takes her a moment to realize what she's saying, and a horrible contortion of worry and guilt crosses her soaked features. Chase, can you get to him? I don't know. I don't know. No way, you're in no condition. JJ looks down, opening his mouth to speak, but nothing but whimpers escapes him. Fucking hell, he's still probably all the way down in the van. But we gotta get him! He's a salamander, right? I know his kind can hold their breath a little longer than we can. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck he'd dawdle, though. Chase, you're the only fucker here who can hold your breath that long. He can barely breathe as it is, Flynn. I'll do it! Carl pushes himself off TJ. I sink like a stone anyway. Is he this fucking stupid? I swiftly doggy paddle my way over, grabbing the ram's arm and forcing it around my shoulder. Yeah, you fucking will, and how's your stoned ass gonna get the both of you back up? I think I can... No, we need to get you to shore. I just leave his paw wrapped around Chase's wrist, preventing the otter from diving. Daxton's down there and everyone's acting like a complete bag of assholes. God, fuck it! Carl, try not to sink. The ram blinks as I push away from him, but then nods in understanding. Oh, I'll be fine. Jesus, good luck, man. I take a deep breath, rolling my shoulders forward and begin diving down. I have to fight my body's own natural buoyancy to keep from returning to the surface. I kick hard. I make myself open my eyes, and the first thing that hits me is how dark it is. Here I am, forcing myself to go deeper into the frigid nothingness like I know what the hell I'm doing. The pressure builds up again around my skull. I don't have time to acclimate or any of that other diver shit. I'm tall. This should be easy. I just need to go grab the van. I just need to grab onto the van. It wasn't that far down, was it? Except I don't see the van. Ooh. What I do see are the blue of Daxton's eyes staring at me through the murk. Oh, that is fucking creepy as shit. I can't even see the rest of him. I wave, hoping the fluorescent orange markings on my body are enough to get his attention. My lungs are starting to burn. I have an increased urge to just open my mouth and breathe in the water. No response. Just the eyes. I swim closer and the eyes seem to get bigger. Finally, I see the outline of Daxton. He's just floating there, not doing anything. I reach out to him and a flurry of bubbles escapes his maw. He's screaming, veins bulging along the side of his neck. The salamander swats at me, his slick skin sliding out of my grasp every time I try to grab him. I can't bear it anymore. I have to come up for air. I manage to snag one of his claws on his stupid planet shirt and tug hard. He thrashes, kicking and screaming into the void. It feels like I'm pulling him into it. Is that what he sees? Can he see anything at all? I'm starting to feel faint, the pounding of my heart in my chest deafening the already muffled cries of Daxton. This is all so familiar. Clenching my eyes shut, I scoop the water like I'm climbing a mountain, legs kicking like crazy. Don't pass out, don't you fucking pass out! What seems like a geyser of water splashes up in front of us. I gasp, straining for air. I find myself in an inadvertent embrace with Daxton, our bodies shivering together. Where the shit did that voice come from? As quickly as we embrace, Daxton shoves himself off me, jolting free. His gaze is still wild with terror. He rises in the water as if it's some terrible force that's nipping away beneath the surface. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate the support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.